Hi everybody, and hello to all our replay viewers. I'm not sure when this thing kicks in and when it's finally live. There's always a few seconds, so I'm going to just welcome you all, my replay viewers, to the broadcast, and perhaps I'll introduce you my guest today. Now, I'm all about like talking on camera, and I love this. I love coming to, doing my lives and coming to my audience. Now, what I don't like is when I book appointments and I forget to put them on my calendar, and I always have to deal with this, especially this area, or I just need somebody to say to me in the morning, Juliette, this is what you're doing, this, and this, and then I'll do it. Otherwise, my brain just is not wired to do it that way. So that's why I have today a wonderful guest, Carrie Hawson, coming to us all the way from Belgium, if I am right, yes. And Carrie is known as the Process Pixie, and I like that. So I would like, Carrie, if you can just introduce yourself a little bit and tell us what is Process Pixie, where did it come from, and what exactly do you do?
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for having me on, Juliette. And yes, so the Process Pixie, that's me. My company is all about helping entrepreneurs to create streamlined systems so that they can delegate with ease. We do that by just creating like simple processes that you would give to like an intern or somebody that was sitting next to you or a VA. And then also, which is kind of what you were talking about with your calendar, like we get the technology set up in a super simple way so that it supports you and what you do.
This is very good because, I get phone calls all the time asking for interns to come in to, do like their, work placement, or even though I'm a digital nomad, I like to think of myself as one. I work from home, I can work from anywhere, but the more I do my online business, the more I'm thinking I really need one, and I really need to do, at least temporarily, to delegate some of these things to somebody. So how do I do that? Give me some tips.
Exactly. Well, I've done some trainings about how to hire an intern, how to find one. It sounds like they're finding you, which is great. The first thing you've got to do is decide what your intern is going to do for you. And if you keep what they're doing pretty focused, so you could say like, okay, I want you to come on and grow my Instagram account. Here's how you're going to do it. Or I want you to, be in charge of posting to my blog, and they could do that. Or I want you to be in charge of like reminding me, setting up all my automations. There are courses that you can buy that your intern can go through and set up all your automations for you. So really they can do anything, but you want to keep it focused so that the whole experience is a win for you and it's a win for them.
But how much training? So my brain straight away says, okay, fair enough. But then, by the time I train them how to do this, I will probably do it myself and get it over with, So this is how.
Right. And that's what most of my clients and most of the entrepreneurs that I talk to say. They're like, oh, but I can just do it myself faster. And yes, in the short term, you can do it yourself faster. But you're never going to grow to a 7-figure business doing it all by yourself. So at some point, you have to make the decision. If that's something you want to do, maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you're like, I just want to keep it just me. But then you also have to make some decisions based on that about where your business is going.
That's true. I just want to have like an army of people, and I am just the front, I'm just the face with the voice, and everything else is done. And I write my blogs, and I do my lives, and I inspire, and I engage, and everything. But like everything else, from accounting and all the boring stuff is done.
Exactly. And so that's what I help my clients do, and I help members of my community do, is to bridge that gap between wanting to have someone do all the stuff and then actually getting them to do it.
What if you don't have an opportunity or financial or, just nobody around who can take over that? I know that you are also, you can recommend some tools maybe that can help that. So what could I look into?
Well, I know you're already using some tools, which is great, to do your calendar. There's some, I know it's not working perfectly, but these things happen. I'm a big fan of Acuity scheduling. I find it works more seamlessly than Calendly. And I used that when I had a yoga business to book all my private clients, fill all my classes, accept all my payments, send all my emails. It did the work of like a VA working 10 hours a week. So you can definitely do that. I'm a huge fan of automated emails. So do you have an email service provider you use?
I use MailChimp and I use some automation, and automation has become free recently, so there is it was like Christmas came early, where there's no need there is no excuse not to have proper automated emails. Now, where I procrastinated for a very long time was actually to sit down and write those emails because, I couldn't get my head around, and eventually I just sat down and I wrote loads of like little small blog posts, even you could say. And they were very personal, and they actually really work. Yes.
It's surprising. If you think of, your ideal client and you just write your template email to your ideal client and put all your sincerity and all of your feeling into that, then I find that's much more successful than writing one-off emails to people when you're like, oh, I'm busy, I'm in the middle of things. Like, they can totally sense that.
Right. There is a question here that I'm looking. Will you be making this live? A personal post that we can rewatch. Oh, sorry. So I thought it wasn't a question about that we can answer. Of course, it's going to be here for a replay. It's going to be on my business page, Juliette Stapleton, organic marketing strategist. But going back to the emails, and so emails are fantastic because you can connect them to your opt-in, and then you really literally don't have to sort of come back to this in a way. But tell me, my question about the automated emails is that how many emails in a sequence is good to have? And then, how do you implement that into, if you want to send some other emails? So I have, for example, five sequence of 5 of them. And I also regularly send emails maybe once a week, or, I try once a week. On top of that, and then I'm always confused on thinking, what about those people who did the 5 days, they got the 5 days, and then, there was such a big gap or something, and did I lose them? Or how does it, what's in your opinion is the best way to approach this?
Right. Well, I am not an expert in email marketing.
Okay.
I have people I follow that are amazing at it. What I can tell you, what I've done, I set up the technology that supports that. And I have switched I went from MailChimp to ConvertKit to Drip, and now I'm on ActiveCampaign, which I think is the winner.
Okay, and tell me more, because I'm actually very interested. One of my friends, and I help them with their website and with their email marketing, and they're using active campaigns, but I never got a chance with all the busy work to go in and have a look at it. So what I want to do is I want to have my automated system, but then I want this group of people who finish this sequence to go to another sequence, and I don't find this easy way in MailChimp.
You can't do it in MailChimp. When you want to do sophisticated automations like that, you need to move to a more complex tool. You can do it with ConvertKit. I find it easier with Drip and ActiveCampaign to do it. It's very visual. They show like a whole visual flow of the experience your client's going through. And so you can walk them through a whole process. If they haven't opened your emails for a while, you can automatically trigger what they call a re-engagement campaign and say like, hey, what's going on? I don't know, like clever email marketing type language, and then see if they get re-engaged, and if not, it kicks them off the list.
That's very interesting. So basically, just for our viewers, just to make it clear what we're talking about here, we're not talking about the copywriting. We're not talking about the actual content, how you sell yourself. I know Justin is asking, he's an actor, and he's wondering how do you sell yourself in an email, but that would be more a copywriting question. What we're discussing here is the processes behind that, the technical side of things. So how, let's say you got an email address on a form on your website, somebody opted into your email list. So how do you actually work them? So you have a sequence of emails that you wrote, but then you want to, based on the actions that they took, you want them to move to other places. So we're discussing now where, for example, which program would actually fit this, the description and the requirements of this need, to move people around so they don't get these big gaps and you have to manually send them emails. Like for example, I have this issue right now using MailChimp. So ActiveCampaign, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I've tried all of them, and it's the one that works best for me at the level of business that I'm at. My whole philosophy on technology is that they're all good. Like most of the technology, it's really good. You just have to find the one that fits with, first, your personality. Our brains all work different. I think it's good to find a tool that works like your brain does, or like you would like your brain to work. And then also ones that integrate. And integrate is a fancy word for it. It just talks to the other tools you're using.
Perfect. So let's talk about a little bit more about what's your favorite tools are and because I love this. I love productivity tools. I know my brain doesn't cope with it itself. I need help. So I'm always on the lookout of, I used to use Trello when I was working with my digital marketing clients. I don't think it worked for me 100%, because you still had to be very organized and, if you like mark the task done and all this, and it just didn't really work. I still have a huge account. I just, but I'm not using it right now. So is there anything that you can sort of, what are your favorite, let's say, top 3 productivity tools?
Okay, my top 3, that I use for my business are Acuity, ActiveCampaign, and Evernote.
And Evernote, talk to me about Evernote. I do not know what it is, honestly. I have never bothered, honestly, to check it out. It's crazy, but just tell me what it is.
Yeah, so if you ever read 4 Hour Workweek, Tim Ferriss is crazy about Evernote. What I like about it is it's an app that basically you can organize everything into it. I use it in a very basic way. So it's kind of like notepads. Like you open different notebooks and then you can consolidate like all your notes together. So for example, I have one called Emailing My List. And so any ideas that I have, like if I find a swipe file, I put it in there. If there's somebody that's written a good email, if I keep something with a list of topics that I'd like to email my list about, anytime I read tips or I'm doing like trainings around list building. Yeah. So I just collect everything in there. It's also where I put for Perry 10K, the share-a-thon templates, and then I can just quickly copy and paste from there.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, because it's an app. It's also a desktop application, but it's an app on your phone, and it makes it very easy on the go when you just have an idea to put. I actually very often I collect things. I collect great emails that come to me, and I collect things like landing pages, and I have a bookmark on my Chrome. But the funny thing is that what I've realized over time, I never go back.
Right.
I just collect them and I move on.
And Evernote, it has a Chrome plugin where if you see something, you just click on the little extension and then you can say, I want to add this whole page to my Evernote, or I want to add just like a screenshot, or you can pick whatever you want. And so if you like a landing page, you can just click and add it to your notebook of landing page inspirations.
Brilliant. That's actually quite great. That's great. So everything is in the same. And what about emails? How can you save an email there? Is there a way?
Yes. There's a way to do emails, and you can also, when you get very advanced in Evernote, there's a way to make them automatically. Once they hit your inbox, go to your Evernote folders.
Okay. And is it a free app or is it a paid app?
It's a free app until you're doing a certain number of automations per month, and then you have to pay. Also, if you want to have the app on more than 2 devices, but it's web-based, so on my desktop, I use the web version, and then on my phone and my laptop, I have the app.
Right. So really, essentially, you can still access it in your browser and
yeah.
Wow, that sounds great. I really definitely need to. Now I'm thinking, how did I not bother? See, this is how my brain works. I'm so excited and everything. And then all these things, and I know they're there, and I see people who I absolutely admire and who are like me. We know someone who is like we both follow, and they're using Evernote, and I'm like, yeah, I need to check it out. And I'm too busy, bookmarking everything, where everything can be in the same place. Then when it comes to your content creation, guys, and you're stuck. Like, it can happen. I'll be honest with you, this week I'm completely stuck, and like I want to do trainings in my group, and my brain's like blank. I'm like, what should I do? And because of that, I'm procrastinating and nothing has been done. It's already end of Tuesday. So this is a great way to have it all together, and then all you have to do is just have a look through some, there's an idea. Of course I can do this, So this is very interesting. So if, tell me this, if somebody, wanted, like somebody like me approaching you, exactly, and I'm not really understanding that much what you do. I just know that you will sort me out,
That's it.
So how would you approach someone like me, for example? How would you make me be more organized? Is that a good question? Is that a fair question?
Yes. So because I have very limited time to work with people one-on-one, what I have decided to start doing, and you are getting an exclusive announcement here. Ooh,
I am honored.
Is I have decided to start doing free action classes. And so what that's going to look like is, you've given me a ton of good ideas here. So for example, everyone will show up and we'll set up our Evernote together. Or everyone will show up and we'll, get our MailChimp automation going. And so breaking it down into little things like that we can accomplish in an hour, just get done and move you forward in your business.
I think that's a fantastic idea, and I think that you should charge for this. How is this free?
Well, what I'm going to do, it's going to be free for a limited amount of time, like whether you're live or the replay is going to be available, let's say 24 or 48 hours. Then after that, I'll take it down and I'll charge for the replay.
All right, that's actually a great idea. So if you didn't make it, you have some time to have a look at it and still go with the process. But that's giving so much free value, which is brilliant because, I am a big fan of that sort of marketing when you're giving a lot of free value, but then when people want to work with you, it's fair enough to pay, good money for working with you because that's how it works.
I've had the little bit of a challenge, the past year conveying to people what I do because it's so behind the scenes. And so I think the more people that can join me live for some and get a taste of what it is, my teaching style and how I can help your business and what the impact of having good systems is, then
So tell us then, the next obvious question is, where do we go to join those trainings or how can we find you?
How you can find me on Facebook is the best place, the Process Pixie Facebook page. All you have to do is put Process Pixie in your search bar and my smiling face will come up. That's it, Process Pixie.
Perfect.
And you can go there. And that's where I'll be posting all the information about signing up. Now, my free group, which I'm not great with, but my free group is attached to the page, and that's where I'll be polling people. I'll be polling the group and my email list to see what topics.
Okay, very good. So I'm going to put the link, actually I'm going to make it even easier.
Perfect.
I'm going to put a link with this in the comments of this video, of this interview. So guys, you can just, and those people who perhaps watching this on the replay, maybe on YouTube or Periscope or wherever you're watching this, come to Facebook. Facebook is where we hang out right now and search, use your fingers, search for the Process Pixie, Carrie Hawson, and Carrie will look up to you. I love this idea actually. This is something that it's not even that I can't set up Evernote on my own, but it's just to get together and just get it done. It's getting it done that usually is a problem. So I think that this is a brilliant idea and I hope that really works out for you. Well, look, Carrie, thanks. I actually got so many ideas as well. And I just hope they're not going to stay as ideas. But maybe I'll report to you next week and I'll say to you that I had my things done and I had my calendar and I had my everything is organized now. But wishful thinking. Yes.
Well, I can send you a message and see if I can help you a little bit with the calendar.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming into the show. It was nice, short and sweet, but I thought that it was just packed with great ideas. And if you have any questions about the processes behind, all the behind scenes, the scenes, do comment below, ask a question, and myself or Carrie, if Carrie doesn't see it, I will make sure I'll tag her and we will come back to you and we will answer. And thank you so much for watching us tonight. It was absolute blast. Thank you. Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night.